Hey there, everybody. Welcome to Music Scene Investigation. Rich Wildman here. Glad you're with us today. It's going to be an interesting show. A couple of things I need to let you know about before we get going and introduce everybody is the fact that, number one, we are in the process of moving our servers to a new location. That's going to take a little time to get all of that done. Bear with us. We have disabled song submissions on the site, which means, unfortunately, you'll not be able to submit any new music to us until we get moved to the new servers. Shouldn't take too long, but it is a fact. And second of all, today, unfortunately, James is unable to be with us as my microphone goes out again. James, let me fix this. Hang on. I'm fixing it. Maybe it's fixed now. All right, James is unable to be with us today due to the fact that he has a family business situation, a family emergency that he needs to take care of. He hopefully will be back with us, however, in a couple of weeks. Once and for all. All right. Now then, I've got that fixed, and that's done. All right, let's bring our guest panelist and our panelist in for today. We're going to do things by the book, and we have Ian over in London, England, along with our guest panelist, Mr. Nick Andrew. Gentlemen, how the heck are you?
Hello, hello.
Good day.
It's good to see. I'm doing fine, except for my microphone. It always decides to give out just as we start the show, as opposed to waiting until after the show's over.
Or before, so you can rectify it.
Exactly, exactly.
Give it a wee wiggle.
That's exactly what I was doing.
And the microphone.
Thank you.
All right, let me first of all talk to Ian for a second. I need to know something from you, Ian, with regards to last week's show. Of course, our witness statements. I need to know how they went.
You do.
I surprised him, folks.
You didn't. I have my notes here. I just needed to bring them up. We were busy looking at your pretty face, Richard.
Yeah, liar.
Well, it wasn't a high voting week this week, but those who did vote basically agreed with us on everything across the board that Get That Thing by Pedwell was the best song for the week in every area. So that was an easy one.
Well, yeah, no, that's good. I'm glad to hear that everyone agreed.
There we go.
So good news to hear. All right. Yeah. Now, Nick is joining us, and glad to have you back with us, Nick. How are things going with you?
No bad. It's been an interesting few weeks since I saw you last.
So tell me what you've been up to since we were last together.
Well,
not that one.
No, I can't go into that in much detail. No. I can tell the book's still being done. It's being edited. I found some editing software that's very good, because my editor can no longer do it due to the fact that his business has taken off and he's become too busy. Other than that,
I was going to say, that means you need to find a new editor.
Aye. Well, I am my new editor.
A good man.
It's lucky I'm schizophrenic. Both of me is. So I can do these kind of jobs.
He can be very objective about himself.
Aye. I like talking about myself.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. So how is the book coming along then?
It's coming along fine, actually. I've learned about passive and active verbs. I've been learning about conjunctions. I've been learning about English, basically.
So did you hook up with that conjunction junction? What's your function? That whole thing we used to have on Saturday morning cartoons here in the States.
Are you talking about Sesame Street?
No. There was a.
Sesame Street just taught me to count, and it made me spend a lot of time in bins.
Eating cookies?
Yeah, I used to
pretending to be a cow.
Yeah, well, we had middens in Scotland where they were filled with coal, and I used to think that was the same thing.
I thought you meant the ones you put in your hands to keep them warm.
No, middens.
Oh, not mittens. Sorry.
Do you not speak English? Good grief. No, mittens. We don't have mittens.
We don't have mittens.
No,
we don't have mittens. It's bloody cold up there. Why wouldn't you have mittens as well?
Because we got proper gloves.
Okay.
We have evolved with 5 fingers.
Right.
So apart from the extremities in Aberdeen and places like that.
That's just webbed feet.
Yeah. No, and one eyebrow between them. So I've been doing that. The Zippertongue's doing well. We actually had a rehearsal. We found the bass player, and we're going to be doing stuff live very shortly with a bit of luck.
I'm glad to hear that. I was going to ask you about Zippertongue. Now you've gotten me up to date on that. I don't have to, but yeah. I really do. Who'd you get to play bass?
We got an Italian called Marco. Tidsali, I think his second name is.
Spell it.
That's the problem.
Marco.
Yeah, well, Marco's easy. I know that part of it. But yeah, he's a really good bass player. And he basically just learned by ear a lot of the stuff that we'd done, a lot of the unison parts that everybody said was impossible. And he just went away and learned them by ear, and we played them at rehearsal the other week, and it was fine.
Well, that's good.
So we've got Lee Aaron on drums, who's a bit of a nutcase. Not that Lee Aaron.
What? That Lee Aaron?
That Lee Aaron, not that Lee Aaron.
Right,
Lee Aaron.
okay.
Not the lovely Canadian songstress.
Oh, by the way, Pinky out in the chat room tells me that whole thing that teaches you about grammar that's on Saturday mornings, or used to be on Saturday mornings here in the U.S., is called Schoolhouse Rock. So,
Schoolhouse Rock.
Yeah, you and Ian can look it up on YouTube. I'm sure they have old copies of it there.
Thing is, that would teach me American English, so I'd spell color wrong.
It doesn't teach you how to spell. It just teaches you how to put things together in sentences.
Okay. Would that enable me to order a proper coffee in America with your half-fat, flat, latte type things?
No, probably not.
Oh, okay.
It's easy. I can tell you how to order a coffee in America. An Americano.
America, aye.
That'd do.
It took me a long time to get that.
That's about the only Italian I know.
Aye.
That and pizza.
Well, you can't even ask for a small, medium, or large. It's
extra large, or larger.
Aye.
Yeah.
I went in and asked for wee. Last time I went to a coffee shop.
Did they point you in the direction of the toilet?
You could guess what I got. It wasn't coffee.
A couple of euro.
Taking the piss.
Apparently, the best thing to do is to go into Starbucks, right? And when they ask for your name, tell them your name's Cup of Shite. So basically, they stood at the end of the thing when they've served your coffee up. Cup of shite for someone.
I don't understand why they have to put your name on the cup.
That's the only way they know who you are.
It's the whole being friendly thing, isn't it? It's that whole sort of like meet and greet over coffee. You know, we are no different. I can know your name. You can know my name. It's on my badge here. You know.
No, I don't get that, because if they want to be friendly, they should buy me the coffee.
I've got a lot of time for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, forget it.
Now, Nick, do you have anything special planned for the whole supermoon eclipse that's going to happen tonight?
I'm locking him up.
Oh, is it tonight?
It's tonight. Tonight is the last day. According to some, it's the last day. It's the end of the world. This is it. Tonight is it.
I've got to find a pig.
Things to do before I die. Beat David Cameron.
Yeah. I read about it in the paper.
The thing is, we were all meant to die on the 23rd of September when a meteor was going to hit the planet. And then on the 24th of September, NASA put out an issue that basically there was a comet or a meteor passing very close to the Earth, and it had gone past, it wasn't going to do any harm. And still, right, NASA put this out the day after we were meant to die, and still the conspiracy theorists told you I was right.
Really?
But you're still alive. How can you be right?
Nobody told me this.
No?
No. I would have been in a lay-by somewhere.
You spend way too much time, Nick, living real life and not living vicariously online like the rest of us.
So basically, you didn't know about the leader of England sticking his gentleman parts into the mouth of a dead pig.
No.
Because you found that out when you got here tonight.
Yeah.
And you didn't know that a meteor was allegedly going to smash into our planet and it was going to be the end of the world and we were all going to die.
No. And I'd never seen the American TV show that teaches you how to write either.
Or Rich with his headphones off.
I'd never seen Rich with his headphones off. That was quite an exciting moment for me.
You know, it's really kind of spooky when people get to know you and the only picture they have of you in their minds anywhere they go, when they say, hey, you know, Rich, yeah, the guy with the headphones, right? That's scary.
They don't say the guy with the headphones. They go, the guy with the massive headphones.
I've got headphones that are bigger than this. You know it.
But you look part Cyberman. It's quite cool.
I am part Cyberman.
It's the red eyes that do it, isn't it?
Delete. All right. Now, let me ask you the question. First of all, everybody who doesn't know, Nick is writing, his book is about him living in his vehicle, him living in his car, and how he makes that work. You've obviously got some unique perspective on this and some unique stories you're going to tell in the book. What you would consider one of the most interesting?
Most interesting stories? My God. I don't know which ones I could tell, because I don't know how young your listeners are.
We're a family show, darling.
Yeah, I can't tell you one about Belgium.
Or Michael Barrymore.
No. I can't tell you the one about the Guildford lay-by.
All that night with Gene Simmons.
What else? What can I tell? I don't know. I'd have to have the book in front of me.
You wrote it.
I know.
So in other words, and what people should do anyway, is just buy the book.
Just buy the book, aye. Hopefully it'll be out in the next couple of months.
All right. It's instead of like divulging the answers to the questions, what are some of the most leading questions you get about living in a car?
You get 3.5 questions.
3.5?
Always, yeah. Because only women ask where you go to the toilet.
Right, okay.
So there's only half the amount of people you meet that are going to ask you that. But it's pretty much, where do you shower? How do you sleep? And what do you eat?
And the other blindingly obvious question.
Yeah. Where do you go for a wee?
No, what do you do with a young lady?
You don't know.
You let her drive.
No. American women obviously drive completely different.
You're thinking a different definition of the word drive than I am.
American women obviously drive completely different.
I lay back and think of America instead.
Yeah. American women are quite entertaining, actually. I do like American women.
You do like American women?
Mm-hmm.
Have you got a sort of stereotypical American woman you can tell us that you'd like?
No, there's lots of American women you can see on the internet.
Because we're going to start an MSI date service soon, basically. We're going to connect our guests like yourself up with some of the top indie music lovers. So if you can give us an idea of the American woman we're looking for, Rich will go out and find one as close as possible to the 700 people that live in this town.
I kind of like women that are exceptionally good looking, rich, have their own brewery. That's not too much to ask, really.
Yeah, on a first date. Because you have a brewery.
Yeah. That's all I need to know.
Got a question from the chat room for you, Nick. How big are your headphones?
I'm not wearing them right now.
Well, Nick
I'm going commando.
Car. Nick lives in his car, so he can only use earbuds. It's the only room he's got.
Aye. I've actually got different headphones.
Have you?
I've got loads of different. I've got ones for mixing. I've got big over-ear cans like these. These aren't mine, but I occasionally use these ones as ear warmers when it gets cold. I've got little earbuds. I've got the ones that hook round your ear for when you go jogging.
But you don't go jogging?
I do.
Oh, okay.
No, only on in fact, I go jogging in Germany, Argentina.
Why you live in your car?
Aye.
Which means you can go anywhere in your car all the time. Why would you jog?
Yeah, because I go to the gym. And at the gym, they've got one of these running machines, and you can program in where you want to run. So you can run in Switzerland, Germany. It's just a screen that comes up. So I run through parks in Germany.
You could be anywhere.
While watching Rick Stein on the TV and getting recipe ideas.
How do you know that you're in Germany?
Because it says on the screen.
Yeah, but that could be a forest in England, for all you know.
Well, no, it's got Germans in it.
How do you know the Germans? They could be people dressed up.
No, because it's me. You actually run through Munich. I recognise Munich.
What I think they should do is historical reconstructions that you can run through. Imagine running
through
the middle of the American Civil War or something.
It'd be even funnier if people were shooting at you at the same time.
It would make you run faster. Yeah.
There you go. That's that problem solved.
Surround sound.
All right. One more question for you, Nick, before we actually get to some of this music. Now, this is a serious question. I know that the summer has gone by. Summer NAMM came and gone. and a lot of new things in the music world from a technological point of view have been introduced. Have you noticed anything in the introduction of these new musical devices and things like that that have caught your eye? Because I know that you're very interested in not only MIDI guitar, but also technology in general.
All right.
What were we talking about earlier? You were talking about the
triple play
guitarist for Michael Jackson.
Oh yeah, Jenny Batten.
You've been talking with her online, haven't you?
Yeah, she's been on. I've been putting videos up online on my YouTube channel, Nick Jitsu, and it's just all the MIDI guitar stuff that I do. And she just watched one of the videos, and apparently I don't know what happens in the world of what's that called? Computers.
Yes.
I can work any guitar technology on the planet, but I'm useless with any other technology. So on the computer, that's it. The wee video that I put up didn't exist on her computer, so I had to re-upload it, which took ages because I didn't quite understand what I was doing. But yeah, me and Jenny have a small understanding. She likes beer, I like beer. She likes MIDI guitar, I like MIDI guitar. She likes Michael Jackson, I like Michael Jackson. All that kind of stuff.
Michael Jackson liked you.
Oh, he did, yeah.
We don't talk about that.
No.
But you basically, what you've been doing is you've been posting videos on how-tos to get the MIDI guitar software up and running, haven't you?
Not so much the software, it's actually how you use it. So right. How you get an authentic string sound and how you play string lines at the same time as playing guitar lines. So if you're playing in a cover band or your own band and you want brass parts, you don't just like strum a brass part, you orchestrate it so that the lines flow naturally like a proper brass instrument.
Yeah.
To the point where the general public don't notice what you're doing. And that's kind of the goal. If nobody notices it, then you're doing your job right.
Yeah, the idea is to play a brass instrument like a brass player would play their instrument.
All right. So you get the voicings right and
the expressions.
But you play guitar at the same time. That's the key. So I've just been showing off a little bit of that and trying to explain to people that I play in 2 cover bands. We do the Zippertongue. We do a duo where we do covers. And I also play in a band called the Lee Aaron Band, but not that Lee Aaron Band.
The other Lee Aaron Band.
The other Lee Aaron Band. Yeah. So I've had to make it clear to a few people that that's who I play with.
Is it the Canadian one?
No.
No,
it's the other Lee Aaron.
Not the good-looking one.
No.
The ugly one.
Yeah, it's the Egypt drummer that dresses up like a chili.
Right. In the muscle vest.
No, the chili costume.
Right.
You'll see on the video.
Right.
Yeah.
With the plastic drum kit.
Aye.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Tupperware. Yeah. Tupperware drum kit. Yeah, that's right.
All right.
So, so that's where I've been basically doing all these videos.
And what is it you're using at the moment?
It's the Fishman triple play. There's a new Roland thing that's come out, the SY300 or something like that. But the problem with that is it's not actually MIDI. It's using almost like the Cosm technology, which all your listeners will know about, so I'm not going to go into it. But it's almost like having an analog synth rather than a synth that you can program. It's cool, but it's not what I do. So, but I'd check it out if you could. And there's another one. I've got to mention another one. A company called Jam Origin, MIDI guitar. They've released MIDI Guitar 2. And you literally just plug your guitar into your sound card. There's no special pickup or anything. And you'll get MIDI guitar from that. And it's really good. They've just about got it right.
You haven't got to install a separate pickup or anything like that?
No. It's just a regular 1/4-inch cable into your sound card.
Ooh.
And you can play. It doesn't track chords very well, but if you use it for recording, you can get ideas down really quickly. It's really, really good. They're worth checking out. It's Jam Origin is the name of the company. And it's called MIDI Guitar. So
it's good. It's good to know that we've actually come forward in that aspect of technology. Then,
I reckon in the next 5 years there'll be no pickups or anything. It'll be the voices in my head, basically.
Boxer Crap says he's got the Axon Mark II. Good tracking.
Yeah. The Axon Mark II kind of disappeared off the market. It was very difficult to get in the UK, and Teratech wouldn't give me one. Because I was going to go out and do some masterclasses and start demoing it.
Did you say please?
No.
That might be why I didn't give you one.
But I did give the distributor a kiss. We won't talk about that, but...
All right. All right, that's fine. I don't mind. All right, we do want to play some music. Now, James was supposed to be here. He sent this in instead. It's a picture of him looking very, very sad that he couldn't be here. So, for those of you listening to the radio, I'm sure you'll appreciate that.
You never know. You might get some answers from him tonight. We'll see.
Yeah. Every time he's been on the show, he's been to the toilet. Maybe he's just still there.
Maybe he's stuck in the toilet.
Could be.
Could be.
It could be. We do have 3 new songs to go over today, guys. So why don't we get started with that, and we'll find out what everybody has to... Interesting thing. I actually get an opinion this week.
No. You have to. Oh.
I mean, I'm already here. I've got the headphones on. Why not?
That's all right. Remember, you're entitled to my opinion.
That's fine. I'll take it.
You can't have mine.
I don't want your opinion. All right, here we go. Let's start out with track number 1 on today's broadcast. Here it is, everybody. This is track number 1 on today's MSI. Certainly hope you enjoy it. All right, that is track number 1 on the broadcast today. We're going to go over to the guys, find out what they think about it. Ian, Nick, what do you guys think about track number 1?
This to me sounds like a band called Curfew.
Great band.
It doesn't really. Okay, right. I think Nick and I were chatting, and to me this sounds like a guitarist who's programmed up a backing track that he can basically masturbate over. And, you know, from a point of view of you've got the backing track and you've got the guitar, it didn't quite work for my liking. The drums obviously programmed, and they're so on the beat that there's no groove and no feel in them. Velocities on the drums are all constant, and there's no real feel in the drums. Because of that, the rest of the backing track is lacking a feel as well. Everything seems to be quantized and sort of straight down the line without a groove. The piano sound was, again, out of the box, and the bass was not really worth talking about, to be honest. It was there, but it wasn't doing anything spectacular. Okay, so let's look at the guitar, which is obviously meant to be the main piece of this track. The guy can obviously play, but there were timing issues, and there was overplaying for parts that, you know, too many notes doesn't mean you're a good guitarist, it just means you're fast. You know, being a good guitarist means you know when not to play those notes sometimes. Sound-wise, it was all over the place. The guitar was set back. The whole track in general was very bottom-endy and boomy, and that guitar was really thin. Lots of reverb, lots of echo, lots of this overdrive. It was just, you know, like everything was lumped on top of it, and the sound for the lead was not right at all. Very thin, very bristle. Yeah. It's like, you know, the guitarist sat down on a Friday night and said, oh, I want to play some guitar, let's program up a track, throw some guitar down and leave it at that. You know, I think this guy's got some skills, you know, maybe find someone who's a bit more involved with producing backing tracks that can get those drums grooving, because it's very hard for anyone to play over such a stolid backing track with any sort of sense or passion and make it work.
No. Well, I don't see anything wrong with sort of having a go over a backing track. I do it quite regularly.
I don't say there's anything wrong with it.
No, this is what we were discussing. We're discussing what I get up to in my car in a lay-by, and it's pretty much what we just heard. It reminded me of
bearing in mind what I called it.
Yeah, well, that'll be in the book as well. It sounds to me like, it reminds me of Frank Zappa, Joe's Garage. Things like Watermelon and Easter Hay and things like that. That real kind of out there where they keep a groove going, and there's Frank Zappa soloing over the top. And Frank Zappa's playing was always sketchy at best, but sometimes quite passionate. If you take the track as a whole, it's not a great track because there's no melody, there's no hook. So as a casual listener, what would you be listening for? It would kind of make more sense in some kind of American CSI, MSI type thing. There you go. Ah, right. Yeah. Okay. Right. I get where he's coming from now. Yeah, but I think Ian said it all about the drums and the bass. Get a real bass player and a real drummer. That's the easiest thing. And get somebody to produce it properly. Get a melody. There's a couple of little hooks that were in there, and if you listen back to the track, anything that catches your ear could potentially be a melody. So you could potentially build your track out of that. That's a good way of doing it. Instrumentals are quite hard to write, to come up with something that's quite memorable, and not cliched. As far as the playing goes, there's little flashes of kind of a bit of heart and soul in there, but there's a lot of stock licks as well, and it didn't seem to stop. So a little bit of breath every now and again, and I hate to say it, but use rests. I'm the world's worst for always playing, but yeah, every now and again I do use rests, which is nice. It allows, you wouldn't have a conversation like you just played. So a little bit of playing, allow the listener to absorb it, you know, put the hook in there, come back to a point every now and again. And as far as the guitar sound goes, if you record your guitar sound dry and then you put the delays on it, you put a really short delay on one side and you put your longer delay on the other side, on the left channel, and that'll kind of bring your guitar to the front a lot more than just kind of wishy-washy delay with lots of reverb, things like that. But yeah, didn't hate it, but it didn't do much, if you know what I mean.
I don't want to show too much bro love here, man.
No.
But I think you do know when to take a step back as a guitarist, having shared a stage with you a few times now.
Oh, you normally shove me out the way.
Well, I shug in the corner. But I do feel that you know when to take that step further back into the darkness and back off a little bit. So I don't think you do overplay. Well, you can overplay if you want to.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's a real compliment. It's about the music. It's not about the sort. Did I just say that?
You did.
It's about the solo, not about the music. That's what I meant to say.
All right. I appreciate your thoughts, guys. Thank you very much. Now, my thoughts on this one, I'm going to make it short and sweet. Back in the day when I was in a band, we had a guitarist come in every once in a while and play with us, and his name was Chuck. And whenever he played and whenever he soloed, we said, well, he chucked it up. So it sounded to me like this song was underwater when it was recorded. Now, that's either A, by design to make it sound like it's recorded live, or B, someone chucked it up. I don't know which, but either way, if it was intentionally done that way, they did a great job of making it sound like it was recorded live. But if it was unintentional, you know where I'm going with this, right? So those are my thoughts on that. Work on that production side of it. It again, underwater to me is what it sounded like. So there's a lot of work to be done on the production side on this one, in my opinion. All right, let's find out the name of this song. Track number 1, as we heard it here today, is by Fuzzy Daniels, and it's called Stars to Appear. We appreciate their sending that track into Music Scene Investigation. And want to thank them very much for doing so.
Yeah.
What's that?
The name is very fitting of the sound of the guitar.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Do you think that he drinks Jack Daniels and uses a fuzz box?
Or maybe he's a bear that used to be on the Muppets.
The Muppets, yeah. I wondered what he was doing.
I would love for Electric Mayhem Band, Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem Band to submit a song to MSI. That would be brilliant.
That'd be fun.
That's Fozzie Bear.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, sorry. That's all right.
That's
it happens.
American spellings again.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's very unlike.
Schoolhouse Rock, I'm telling you. All right, let's go ahead and listen to track number 2. Here it is, guys. This is track number 2 on today's MSI. Certainly hope everyone enjoys it as well. Track number 2 on today's show. All right, there you have track number 2 on the broadcast today. And let me get my pictures going here. All right, well, there we are. And again, that was track number 2 on the broadcast today. Let's go over to Nick first and find out what they thought of this song over in London. Nick, what do you guys think about that track?
It was very interesting. The very, very first slide thing, the little guitar thing, reminded me of a U2 song. And I can't remember which one it is, but you said it reminded you of Tool.
No, Torn by Natalie Imbruglia.
Oh, Torn.
Yeah. I'm out of faith, this is how I feel.
Has that got the same slide line in it?
Similar, and a similar chord progression on the acoustic as well.
Because that exact line is in the U2 song. I thought it had been sampled. You might want to check that, whoever recorded that, because you could get in a bit of trouble with that if you release it. It wasn't too bad. I don't know if it had been the vocal. We were talking about vocal side chaining earlier, me and Ian, and it sounded like it needs a bit of that going on, because the vocals get lost and swamped, especially by the drums. The cymbals are a bit too sibilant and kind of take over a little too much. So that cymbals and vocals are the two things, particularly female vocals, are going to clash a lot. So take a bit of top end off your drums. Vocals were a bit nasally in places, but yeah, they're all right. Some good sonic placement. It's pretty well produced. I quite liked the guitar on this side, whatever that's called.
Slide? Acoustic?
No. What's that side called?
Oh, that's the right side.
The right side.
Yeah.
Guitar on the right side. I don't do left and right.
Okay. Port and starboard.
I can't do that.
Offside and near side.
Driver and passenger.
That. See, it's different in America.
That's true.
That was exactly, yeah.
And it depends if you're looking at the car or you're in the car.
Stage left, stage right.
Yeah, it doesn't work. So the guitar on this side, and just the way that the whole thing was put together was really good. Just the drums were a bit overpowering. That's kind of what I thought. It fitted my idea of a good song, so I have to like it because it did have a guitar solo. So it's not a song unless it's got a guitar solo. I stand to that. So yeah, it's a proper song. I think the choruses need to be a bit bigger. Like maybe have some. I know that there was lots of unison parts with the vocals. Again, the kind of backing vocals were a bit subdued. So I think make the choruses a bit bigger. Either of more unison singing in it, double track it, or a bit of harmony would be nice. I'm not sure if there's any harmony. I didn't hear too much of it. And there's also a tiny little thing that annoys me as a producer with singers. When you sing words like through and you, is that with certain accents, it gets lost. Ooh just kind of disappears. If you take your bottom lip, put it over the top of your teeth, you get a different sound. You get a different vowel sound. And sometimes if you double track it both ways, I know it sounds ridiculous and you'll look ridiculous doing it, but it'll make it a lot stronger. That's my tip of the week.
All right, Ian?
No.
So when you do ooh, you say ooh like that, and you go ooh. Ooh. So you take your lip and you do that. And you go like that.
Darling.
And you double track that with the ooh.
What do you think?
And you get a nice sound.
What do you think of that track, Ian?
I'm going to try and do my whole review like, ooh.
No, please don't.
Okay, yeah. Definitely some sort of references to other songs in this. I mean, to me, it did sound like the intro was from Natalie Imbruglia's Torn. And Pinky in the chat mentioned Sixpence None the Richer as well. I think that's a very good comparison. It definitely did sound like, the engineer had gone, right, guys, what do you think of the mix? And the drummer went in and went, drums louder.
Yeah.
And so we put them up a little bit more, and he said, what do you think of the mix? And the drummer went, drums louder. Until the drums just sort of escalated, and
or the drummer mixed it.
Or the drummer mixed it, one of the two. Don't get me wrong, the production on the drums is lovely. The actual tones of the instrumentation and everything like that was spot on. As Nick said, the production is slick, but them drums were too loud, and that obliterated the vocal. The snare was just bleeding all over the singer. And her voice, it was nice, and it felt safe. I think she's got more in her. Not from the point of view of tone or pitch, but from the point of view of energy. And it just sounded a little bit lifeless, like she was playing it safe and not pushing herself as much as she could do. And I think that's down to production a lot of the time. You know, you need a producer sitting behind the vocalist going, you can do that again, and can you try it like this? Can you try it like that? Can you be softer? Can you be harder? Can you be more aggressive? And, you know, mix it up a little bit, because it did sound a bit sort of lifeless throughout. It didn't sort of raise and fall. I really, really did like that little gospel section it dropped down to a couple of times, where that sort of almost gospel vocal came in. Really, that was really, really nice. As a song, I think the hook needs a bit more development. You know, the lyrics were there, but just, I think, as you said, make it a bit bigger.
Yeah, it needs to be stronger. Lift it out a little bit more.
Yeah. Otherwise, the production's slick, the arrangement's cool. You've got a really well-recorded track here, but I think as a song, it needs a bit of development, and as a vocalist, she needs a bit more development as well.
All right, I appreciate that, guys. My thoughts on this, very simple. Again, I'm not going to be very complicated in this regard. Was that a car?
Aye.
I thought someone was beeping you out. I thought you were swearing for a second.
No, I wouldn't do that. All right, this song, two things really stood out for me on this song. You're right, the drums were loud in this overall. Second thing is, I almost made this comment in the chat room, but I wanted to save it. It sounded to me, when you compare the lead vocal and the backing vocal, it sounded almost like whoever was doing the mixing wanted to bury the lead, because the backing vocals set so well with everything else, and the lead vocal was just hard to hear. I barely understood a word that the lead vocalist was saying in this song, and I think that could be rectified very well with a little bit better EQ on that and pump it up just a touch. I think it would have been a lot better than what it was. So that's my thoughts on this song. Work to do. The song overall is a fine song, but there's a lot of work to do on it. All right, track number 3, the name of it, or excuse me, track number 2, exactly. That's a song by Lily Lambert, and it's called Lead Me to You. Lily Lambert, we appreciate Lily sending that track into Music Scene Investigation as well. Now, once we get our website moved, everybody, to the new servers, we will reopen the submission process so you can submit your songs again. And we're not changing anything, so you'll just go to MusicSceneInvestigation.com, and everything will be back up and operational.
And if you submit a song, you can join the other 1,600 artists that have submitted music to us over the course of the years we've been doing the show.
Absolutely.
1,600 different artists.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. 1,600 different artists have submitted music.
Nick under a pseudonym.
Now, a lot of people are going to say, well, I signed up on the site. Am I counted even though I haven't submitted music? The answer to that is no. If you have not submitted music, you are not counted as one of the artists who have. We're only talking about people who have actually submitted music. So if you have 2 accounts and one you submit music on and one you didn't, the one that did not get music submitted on is not counted. So there you go. All right, one more track to listen to. Let's go ahead and do that. Track number 3, everyone, on today's Music Scene Investigation. Here it is. This is track number 3. Certainly hope you enjoy it as well.
I am screaming. Noise falls quietly. While I'm dreaming. They won't miss me when I'm gone.
And that is track number 3 on today's music scene investigation. All right. Now, I've got Skype wind going on there, but that's okay. I don't mind that a bit. This track before...
Wind. Yeah.
Skype wind is wind that only I hear and you guys don't.
Do we smell it and you hear it?
No. No, I don't think that's how it works. But
he did it, so he smelled it.
all right. Here's my take on this song. This song reminds me of an updated early 1970s song without the energy and without the horns. This song could have had so much more going for it if it were approached a little bit differently. I'm not saying that this is a bad rendition, although it has no energy at all, so I kind of sit here waiting for stuff to happen that never actually happened. So when I actually listen to this song, it gets very boring very quickly, even though it's put together fairly well. The bass line in this song just is awesome to listen to if you could actually hear everything that was going on. If the bass were a little bit crisper, I think you would be very impressed by what that bass player was doing. The drums were too loud in this track, as virtually everybody in the chat room mentioned. And this track really, really lacked vocal energy at all. If you put some harmonies in there and ramped up the energy a little bit, somebody pinched the singer a little bit to make sure she's alive, I think you would have had a great song here. You could have done a lot with this one, my opinion. All right, gentlemen, over to you and your thoughts on this song.
I've turned the Xbox on again.
No.
Must stop touching it. Right. Okay, yeah. Rich, you've hit the nail on the head, really. Energy. I think one of my biggest problems with this track, and I think, to get some energy into it, is you need to up the BPM a little bit. It all feels a little bit too slow and a little bit held back. And, that bass line was good, but it kind of wasn't grooving because the drums, again, weren't at the right pace for it to groove to. The singer does need to... She can sing. She's got a voice. But just no passion, no energy, no feel. And we're seeing almost a carbon copy of the previous band's song. I think we were discussing in the chat that maybe this song was mixed by the same drummer as the previous song, and that this is his new girlfriend on the vocals. Because it is pretty much the same review. Drums are too loud. Vocals need energy. Bass on this was good, as you said, but the whole track needs to go up a few BPM. And then the guitarist needs to learn some more chords and some more arpeggios and bits and pieces, because what he was doing, or she was doing, sorry, I don't want to be sexist here, what the guitarist was doing was very basic. On partly through one of the choruses, just holding almost the same note all the way through on a steady sort of rhythm, where what the track was crying out for was it to sort of be working down with the vocal and sort of working against the bass, and just wasn't doing it. It was all very basic. The drummer and the bass player are probably the best two in this band so far. This needs a lot of work. And again, a producer, someone who can come in and say, you need harmonies here. What about a Hammond? What about a B2 or B5 or something in here? You know what I mean? And get that nice big Hammond sound. Mm-hmm. It needs a producer, basically.
All right. And Nick, what do you think?
Aye, good start. It kind of caught my ear straight away, and then just disappointed me from there, unfortunately. But as a demo, it's a good demo, and it's a good kind of it's almost different, different to other tracks. It's quite interesting, the idea of it. The problem is the musicality, and I hate to be one that goes on about virtuosity, and I hate to sound like a virtuoso. But if you're limited by your playing ability, you have to be imaginative. And God bless him, you take some of that at the edge. He's not the best guitar player on earth, but he's very interesting.
And he's made a living out of it.
Yeah, and he's, it's not just the hat. And it's not just the guitar tech,
Do you know his real name's Dave Evans?
Yeah, I did know that.
Same as Dave Evans, who plays bass with us, yeah.
If only all Dave Edmonds looked the same. Evans, rather.
That would be quite interesting.
Yeah, so... The vocalist, I know everybody's commented, it sounded like, it reminded me of reading through View from a Bridge by Arthur Miller at school, where everybody would read it. She went clack, clack, clack on the sidewalk. And you kind of read it parrot fashion with no feeling or emotion or anything. Whereas when you watch the screenplay, of course, you get the full dynamics from it. And the singer needs a bit of that. It almost reminded me of a band, English band called Skunk Anansie. And if you listen to Skin, if the singer from this band listens to Skin and gets that kind of feel and emotion, that kind of soul together, it could be a good track. Needs to be a bit faster, like Ian said. As far as the guitars go, I think the guitars help make it as boring as sin. The drums and the bass are good. Drums are too loud, obviously. But if the guitar player, it's the same sound throughout the whole track, and it's also in the choruses, the sound is too fuzzy for what he or she is doing. If you split that up into two guitar parts, and you have one at one side, one at the other, one's doing arpeggios of the chords, the other one's doing power chords, you don't have to learn a whole bunch of new chords. You just have to replay the same thing twice with two separate sounds. So you keep everything almost like the Police, where there's not a lot of stuff going on. You don't need any effects or loads of synths or anything. You use what you've got, but you use it cleverly. Yeah. So just rethink about the parts that you're doing and try and make it a bit more lively. And that kind of middle eight where everybody's just going bat, 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 it gets boring by the second beat. So stick in a whacking great 5-minute guitar solo and you've got a track.
All right.
Oh, I don't know. I could maybe throw one in for a large fee.
There you go.
All right, fair enough. Track number 3 for everybody's information. It's from a group called 6x7, and I don't know if I can even pronounce the name of it. Somnambulist.
Somnambulist.
Somnambulist. Okay, what does that mean? Do you have any idea?
I think, if I remember rightly, a somnambulist, I'm gonna look this up, is like a contortionist or something like that, isn't it? Or am I...
Do they not talk about it on your School of Rock thing?
Sleepwalking. Of course it is.
Ah.
Oh, there you go. All right.
Otherwise known as noctambulism, which we do actually take noctambulism submissions.
Oh, there you have it. All right. Of course, we want everybody to file their witness statements. Now is the time to do that, as the panel has a decision to make. Gentlemen, you got 3 songs there to decide from. What is your thought on which song deserves our Song of the Week today?
Well, what do you think, Rich? Since you don't normally get an opinion, what do you think first?
I got to tell you, for me, it's like a trial of travesties. It's a choice between song number 2 and song number 3 for me, and it's a tough one. As Pinky says in the chat room, it really is a tough one, and I'm going to have to go with song number 2. I think it was the best of the 3 I heard.
How about yourself, Nick?
It's a tough one. It's obviously three bands or 3 people that are very much in just learning the trade. So if you look at it from a point of view of potential, I kind of like song 3 because it's more, I like rock stuff over the kind of folky kind of sound. It's a tricky one, but I'd have to go for, I don't know, probably song 2 for potential wise, but it's there's a big guitar solo at the first one. It's a real, I don't know. There was so much guitar in it.
Don't let your personal thoughts sway you on this, Nick.
Oh, I don't know. I'll go for song 3, just to throw it open and make the big decision yours. So if you choose song 1, everybody's a winner.
You see, this makes it awkward because Rich is in America and you're with me. Rich doesn't know martial arts. You do.
Oh, yeah. Why? What are you waiting to say? You better slag guitarist.
If I disagree with you, you could kick my ass. Rich can't. You know what I mean?
But I can do it peacefully.
Circularly. I've got to go with Rich, I'm afraid. I think, number 2 and number 3 were practically the same review for me. But the thing that wins it over on number 2 for me is the guitarist was better. See, I'm
more
involved in guitarist, more interesting.
I'll let you off for that.
Nicer sounds, and I think you've got that sense of familiarity with that track you know, if developed right, could go on and be a radio ready song. So yeah, number 2.
All
Sorry,
right. Well, tough decision all the way around. Even the chat room is kind of split down the middle with this one between song 2 and 3. But song 2, Lily Lambert's "Lead Me to You," is going to be our song of the week. So,
and that's a rock and roll name, Lily Lambert. You could hear that on the radio, and that was So and So by Lily Lambert.
But it's Lily Lambert, the drummer.
Maybe
it's a possibility. Don't know. Box of Crap says he votes for 4. There you have it. All right, Box. You're the man, Box. You got it. All right, Nick, thank you very much for coming in to Ian's place, actually, today. We really appreciate you stopping by.
No bother. Thank you very much.
And we need to get you high-speed internet in your vehicle. That way you can just join us while you're driving around.
You must be driving while I'm doing the show.
You could do the James Corden and get told off for taking your hands off the wheel while dancing to the music.
I could have the special guest
in the back of the car. That we could do like a car
in the bedroom.
Carpool MSI.
Aye. There you go.
There you go.
One in the kitchen, one in the. I did that before with lesbians.
With who?
But it was on the radio, unfortunately.
With
seriously.
Done it with who?
Yeah, there was. I had. There was some lesbian chef that interviewed me.
Okay.
She was in my kitchen, and the producer was in my bedroom.
There you go.
And it was great. We developed sporking as a activity.
Sporking?
Aye. Mixture of spooning and forking. And we'll leave that there.
Then thank you very much. By the way, Patty out in the chat room says she can't vote for any of today's songs and wants to know if she can just vote for Pinky as the best chat box commenter of the day.
Thank you, Pinky.
All right. Thanks for being here, everybody. We're going to play out with Lily Lambert's track, and we certainly hope you're going to join us again next week. A reminder, 14th of October, you want to make sure you're here at 5:30 p.m. on that day for our next hit list broadcast, when we'll be selecting our next band of the month. But for now, it's Lily Lambert with "Lead Me to You" as our song of the week. Thanks for being here, everyone. We'll talk to you next time, right here on Music Scene Investigation.
Bye.
Hey. Bye-bye.